If the air around you feels cleaner today, it's because nature is healing. The Mindy Kaling horror show called Velma is never coming back. Hello, I'm Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster. When a studio is looking to do a reboot or a remake of a classic IP, it's important that they find the right person to lead the charge. For example, take Disney's DuckTales reboot as the prime example here.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my...
The story was handed to superfans of the original, people who had a deep and undying respect and love for the original show and comics, plus the Disney afternoon block that surrounded it. And that showed in every frame of that show. It even gave Webby and Beakley the strong female character makeover and turned Gizmo Duck into Lin-Manuel Miranda, and no one cared. Want to know why? Because the show was good. It was well written, the characters were likable, Webby and Beakley were never put over at the expense of other established characters. It showed an affection for classic characters and gave others a makeover that actually made them even better than they were in the original.
Globe gold, globe gold, globe gold, globe gold.
Yes, I know that lately I talk about this show a lot and I put a lot of clips in from it, but that's because as a kid, DuckTales was my favorite cartoon, and this remake did such an amazing job that I believe there's something all studios can learn from it.
Okay, if you want to be a winner, just follow these 3 rules.
I'm already a winner. Nobody tells Splinter and Globe Gold what to do. You're fired.
And then you have trash like Velma. Now, Velma is kind of the anti-DuckTales. It's an established and beloved IP in Scooby-Doo, placed into the hands of a Hollywood elite moron who DEI'd her way into the writing team of one of the other greatest remakes of all time, and then rode the success of that show onto failure after failure. But it's Hollywood, baby, and she checks all the right boxes, so she's allowed to fail upward.
Yes, yes.
Now, Warner Brothers, the world's most ridiculous company, thought it was a good idea to put its adult-oriented animated Scooby-Doo project in the hands of none other than Mindy Kaling.
Fools! Idiots! Imbeciles!
It seemed as though rather than make a Scooby-Doo show, Mindy wanted to do what she does best, write a show about Mindy Kaling. So she race-swapped Velma into the main character, dropped Scooby-Doo from the show entirely, and gave everyone in the property a proper DEI virtue signaling makeover.
I am assuming direct control.
For example, Daphne was turned into an Asian girl and constantly was sexualized. I should remind you that the character is 15.
Son of a bitch!
Shaggy was turned into a black beta male named Norville, and Fred is allowed to remain white, but only so that he could be the butt of every mean-spirited white male joke on the show, while also allowing Mindy Kaling to have an outlet for her obsessed with white guys kink. Now, the show came out for its first season, accompanied by all the typical deal with it bigots, fanfare, as if they were daring you to say something racist and ignorant so that they could activate the virtue shields to block any and all incoming criticism.
Shields up.
But then the show came out, and it was universally despised. It failed on every level.
Well, how about that?
The people that don't like virtue signaling content hated it because it was the worst of the worst virtue signaling content. And the people that do like it either didn't watch to begin with, or just were taken by how horribly written and unfunny it was. I've never heard of a single person that actually enjoyed it. Now, initially, Mindy was tweeting all proud of herself, stating that the show had killer ratings and bragging about how she race-swapped all the characters.
This is a lie.
But then the Nielsen ratings came out, and it was clear that nobody watched this show, and those who did despised it and dropped off entirely. The show had a 7% user score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Olsen, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it.
However, as is typically the case with an animated show, they're picked up for an initial block of episodes that's often split into 2 seasons. So even though literally no one liked Velma, the show was getting a second season come hell or high water.
Fools! All of you!
But when season 2 came out, Warner Brothers did nothing to promote it.
I don't care.
What was even stranger was Mindy Kaling did nothing to promote it. Not only did she fail to acknowledge the second season, she actually went back and deleted all of her initial tweets about the show from its first season. So it comes to no shock to anyone who was paying attention, and there weren't many, that this Scooby-Doo scum was finally scooped out of the WB pond, and we're going to talk about it today on Tooney Town TV. All right, we're talking Velma for the first time on this channel, and probably the last time, because Max's Velma series will reportedly not get a third season. This article comes to us from today at That Park Place, written by John F. Trent. He says, Davey Cummings, an artist on Max's Hollywood special for Velma, claims the show will not receive a third season, to the surprise of absolutely no one. Guys, this show was despised. It was maybe, people were saying, the worst show ever made. It was just made for Mindy Kaling to give a voice to her own kinks and her self-loathing. I've never seen a person that both loves and hates herself with the same intensity as Mindy Kaling. It's actually almost impressive. In a post to Instagram, Cummings wrote, "Backgrounds I painted for Velma Halloween special. So fun working with this crew. There will not be a season 3, but I hope to get to work with these amazing and talented people again one day." He then encouraged his followers to watch the Halloween special, writing, "Go watch Velma Halloween special on Max." I don't think many people have done that. Oh, well, look at this. It looks like the Instagram post may have been removed. Yeah, how about that, guys? The Instagram post from the Velma guy that announced that Velma was canceled has been removed. That is interesting. That is very, very interesting. So, yeah, maybe he spoke out of turn. I mean, look, it's clear to anyone who was paying attention that Velma ain't getting a third season. But if Max was not ready to announce that yet, and he announced it, and then it blew up the way it blew up, I'm pretty sure that somebody from legal gave him a little phone call and was like, get rid of that. But hey, we're talking about it now, guys. So John goes on to write, the show's cancellation is not surprising, given that audiences made it clear they did not like the show. The show had an abysmal 1.6 out of 10 rating on IMDb, with the overwhelming majority, 86.2% of reviewers, giving the show a 1 out of 10. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. So 4.4% of people gave it a 10, which, good lord, so it was 3,500 people did that.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
And then all the way down here, 68,000 people, 86.2% gave it a 1. That ain't review bombing, folks. That is just, this show was bad. People did not like it, and they made that known. Now, on top of the abysmal review scores, the show appeared to not really have an audience. The show's premiere episode, which arrived on Max back in January of 2023, only received 5,100 views. The season 1 finale only gained 1,800 reviews. That's a decline of 64.7%. It did not get any better with the second season. In fact, it got a whole lot worse. The season 2 premiere only received 598 reviews. The finale received 559. Even with receiving less than 600 reviews, it still seemingly lost over 6% of the people reviewing the show. Furthermore, the recently released Halloween special, which debuted on Max on October 3rd, has only received 52 reviews so far. And that is in the last 6 days. My goodness, that is absolutely crazy. I cannot believe this show was this level of despised. And look no further to see why it's despised than right here. You've turned Daphne into a scantily clad Asian 15-year-old, which, right there, what the hell are you doing, guys? It's bad enough that Asian girls have to deal with the over-sexualization that people push on them constantly. And there's Mindy Kaling to just drive it home with a teenager, nonetheless. Then we've got, stupid Mindy Kaling Velma right here. Shaggy is dressed as Pinky from Pinky in the Brain, but he's actually a black guy named Norville in this. And then here's Fred to be the butt of all of our mean-spirited white guy jokes, and also for Mindy Kaling to make goo-goo eyes at because she has some weird kink about white dudes. Now, given the clear lack of viewership for the show, it's unlikely it'll be missed. But on top of that, the show was a poster child for woke ideology. And seeing a vehicle for woke propaganda get scrapped is always a good thing. And then we post in a link here to Everything Woke About Velma. This is from the Everything Woke channel, written by and performed by and edited by and all that other stuff by Jonas J. Campbell, investigative reporter for That Park Place. And if you guys get a chance and you want to see just how deep the woke rabbit hole goes on Velma, look no further than this video right here, because Jonas does an amazing job over there. The amazing job that he brings to that podcast, he also brings to the Everything Woke channel. So check that out, and yeah, give that a like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, Velma is gone, guys. Did you ever watch it? I'm so curious. Did you watch Velma? Did you enjoy any of it? If you did watch it, how far into it did you get? Did anyone actually watch every episode? Did anyone watch season 2 that watched season 1? I gotta know, guys. Sound off in the comments below and let me know. Velma is what happens when you hand an IP to an arrogant Hollywood phony coasting off the fumes generated by her own farts. It's what happens when you hand an IP over to someone who doesn't just not care about the property, they have an actual aversion to it. It's the same thing we saw on Netflix with The Witcher. The creative team over there constantly trash the source material and seek to make it their own. We're seeing it right now with Disney over at the soon-to-be disastrous Snow White live-action remake. Rachel Zegler hates the original 1937 film and has made no bones about it in interviews.
Yeah. Weird.
But here's the thing. A large percentage of the audience you're trying to attract with remakes and reboots are fans of the original. Yes, you want to reach a new audience as well, but fans of the original are the easy layup. They're the ones who'll be excited about a new show or film featuring something they loved from when they were kids, and they'll show that thing to their kids. This creates the fandom foundation that you build your show on. But when you instantly alienate them by saying this thing that you love is trash, has always been trash, and I'm gonna remake it until it's mine, then you're starting in the hole. You're working from a deficit. Your built-in fan base is gone, and you're starting not just with no one, you're starting with detractors.
Hey, we can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time.
That's what happened right away with Velma. It's what's going to happen instantly with Snow White. Now, it took some time for The Witcher because the first season was good and Henry Cavill's name carried a lot of goodwill with the fans.
It is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
But here's the thing, Hollywood. These IPs you're constantly seeking to mine, they might belong to you legally, but they really belong to us. We're the ones who supported them, the ones who loved them, the ones who gave our time, attention, and imagination to these shows, movies, books, comics, and more. So, when you get your meat hooks on them, you better be damn sure to treat them with respect, because those characters are our friends, our heroes, and when you mess with them, then you mess with us all. And we're not all gonna stand around and give our love and attention to a property that we used to love that you're dragging through the mud just because it has a familiar name.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
No, instead we're gonna fling upon it the greatest insult an enemy can suffer. To be ignored. Thanks for joining us today, and a big thanks to you monsters who have signed up as Tooneytown TV channel members. You are the ones with a power level of 9,000 who keep this channel running, and for that, you're given early access to videos like this one and exclusive content like our Tooneytown TV live stream every Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're not a Tooneytown TV channel member, then join today. Oh, and check us out every Thursday night at 8 p.m. EST for Tooney Talk TV. It's our live stream pop culture podcast where you can make your voice heard as a part of the Tooneytown community. If you liked what you saw here today, please like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get notified of new videos as they drop. From all of us here at the Tooneytown channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here!